Good evening, folks, and welcome to our broadcast. Thanks for joining us. Wherever you're joining us from, share the live for us. Smash that emoji button. It's pace and power. Another evening with you, lovely, fantastic folks. Pace and power. How you folks been doing tonight? Share, share, share. Share that live for us. We're happy to have this evening. Pulling back twice for you folks. Good to have you, Edward, and I see all the other folks who are joining us tonight, whether on YouTube, you're joining us on Facebook. Good to have all of you at this end. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Share the live, folks, and smash, 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 smash that emoji button for us, please and thank you. Great to have all of you here. Peace and power. Ensure that my tie is a little twisted. Good to have you here, folks. Pace and power, boots on the ground. Good to have you here. I see Glycis and Paulette and Cheryl and so many folks joining us this evening. How are you folks doing? Thanks for joining us. Those of you who are joining us at home here in Guyana, you're joining us from someplace in the diaspora. It's a privilege to have each and every one of you folks share the live for us. Smash that emoji button. Too good, folks. Happy to have you all here. We outside, folks. That's a good thing. We outside. We hope that you guys are good and well. Wherever you're joining us from, welcome in the ring, folks. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome back, folks. Share the live for us. Smash that emoji button. Good to have all of you here with us. Share. We're right here, folks. We're right here. We haven't gone anywhere as yet. Good to have all of you here. Trust that you guys have had a good day wherever you're joining us from. Please and thank you. Good to be here. Let us know if you're hearing us clearly. You're seeing us clearly. That's how we want to be heard, and that's how we want to be seen. We got a couple of things to share with you folks. Well, y'all notice this season. You all know we're in that age, we're in that era. A lot happening. The minute you blink, folks, the minute you blink, you'd miss quite a few things. Don't do it. Don't blink at all. Going to have 800 plus of you here. How y'all doing, brothers and sisters? Quite a long weekend. I'll tell you a little bit about our weekend in just a second. Folks, just a big favor, as I'm doing now. That's why I'm distracted here. Sharing the live and smashing that emoji button too. How was your weekend, folks? We had a great Saturday, had a great Sunday into Monday, now into Tuesday. Yeah, we had a fantastic weekend. We were in Perth Village just yesterday, folks, talking with the folks on the ground and the residents. They had a fantastic time, and we shared some of that with you this morning. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear, folks. That's how we want to be heard. Good to have all of you on the live. I see we got Sheena and Michaela and Shirley, Andy, and I see we got Mandy and Marlin, and I see we got Michaela and all the other folks, BB and folks. Welcome. Clear Alexis, Charmley, Richmond. I know you're here as well. I see we got Margaret Nelson is here too. Margaret, say hello to Rio for us, please and thank you. Charles is here. Bernice and Deborah, McGarrel Seville, Marlin Thomas. Good to have you. BB Ayanda, Sandy Ford, Deborah Leach. Good to have you here. And Mitchell and all the other folks. Great to have you all on the live. Well, y'all know it's a crazy country because this was all about, my pointing right here. This was all about here. General Regional Elections 2025. Folks, the APNU coalition fired up and ready to go. You know, we went out there, had a fantastic rally, had a fantastic launch. Them boys got a lunch now. What you say the thing like that? Huh? You know, back in the days, we would say, they're like, follow me. Boy, What you say? What you say that thing like that? Avril, we had a fantastic launch on Saturday, folks. And my God, them boys run out behind us. Run out behind we, you know. And then Monday, was it Sunday? Yeah, Monday. Some of y'all still in your bed, dribbling. Y'all know how it goes. Once a month, twice a child. You know how it goes. Dribbling. We went out in front of Umanayana, put down our stake there, our flag. Say we fired up and we're ready to go for nomination day. Some people looking back and crowd size and who they didn't see it. No, forward ever. Backward never. We looking to the next rally. So we were out there in front of the Umanayana. First in line for nomination day celebrations, which is on nomination day activities, which is on the 14th, next Monday. Nomination day activities. But folks, we can get some fun then. We can get some kicks then and so on. I hope you have planned. I hope you have planned to be with us. I hope you done clean your boots back from Sunday at the Square of the Revolution. Are you drying now, getting ready for nomination day? Boots. Me want look. You see this campaign launch? I was doing a lot of work behind the scenes. A lot of work. But you see, I feel like for nomination day, I want in front. I want the taking photographs with my peeps. You know, with you. I want me taking some photographs, some selfies, meeting you. I think that's why I want to spend nomination day. So front people, y'all check back now. And let the I and I go to front. So this is what it's all about for. There's a lot of things happening. I want you all know that. And them boys getting headache. They're getting headaches so much so that we're learning now, to all 1,600 of you watching us right now, that with this launch coming up, with this launch coming up, they're telling us they're holding back some 2 persons or so, at least 2, who won't cross over. But whoever want to go over, flap you. Right? You want to go over, so be it. You know, I'm more interested in the people who stayed. And from what we saw on the Square of the Revolution, folks, Sunday, a lot of people stayed. I thought it said, no, I think I left standing by itself. I thought so. But standing alone looks really different. Standing alone looks different. I started seeing there by itself. So if 2 or 3 want to go, there's more room for others because people are coming to the movement every single day. Every single day. You all know that. Mandy spoke with, what's her name again? Chanel Smith Daniels. Just this afternoon. The t-shirts can't print fast enough, Laverne. Godfrey, Danella Carter. The t-shirts can't print fast enough. It's the hottest commodity out there. And giving them boys headache. So they're not down to lunch. A couple of people you can see on stage in red that you never thought would have really read it in life. Donna Miller. I want to y'all see, y'all don't be shocked when you see it. Don't do it, don't be shocked. More than that, we're being made to understand. Cash grant being announced Sunday. You're not wrong cash grant. So we got to go and push down and, kick up one another and so on. Forget what is rightfully yours. We'll have a different system. You must get your bank card. As soon as you push your bank card to this particular time in the month, cha-ching! Cha-ching! You're going to know stamping, no hot sun. People breathing on you, pushing you down. Trampling you, stampede. No. Order and decency, come on. So, while they be announcing this cash grant on Sunday, right? It's buying the vote, Buying the vote. So the announcement will be Sunday, and then maybe you go in another week or 2 to collect your cash grant. You go collect your money, spend it out, and then vote up new coalition. Go collect the grant, and spell it out and then vote APNU coalition. The too wicked, the too stink, the too dirty. But they're worried. They are tremendously worried. You know, they're trying to, kind of hold a straight face and pretend that everything is everything. But we know it's not so. You see, when you're wicked, right? When you're wicked, you can't see your way. And that's these boys say. They can't see the way. I want to show you guys a little bit of what took place on Sunday there, the launch of the APNU coalition campaign, folks. It was pace, it was power, it was boots on the ground, way back on the ground. Take a look and take a listen.
National Unity launched its political campaign at Skirt the Revolution over the weekend with a mass rally. One of the speakers was Dr. David Himes, co-leader of the Working People's Alliance.
Do not waste your vote. Let me hear you again. One more time. And in case people like it the other way, do not split your vote.
He said that the nation has a date with justice on September 1st. He said that justice must return to Guyana, a promise made by APNU.
On behalf of the APNU, that after September 1st, when we take office, not another mother will cry for her child. Extrajudicial killing will be a thing of the past. And we are making fun. We're not making fun. We are serious. Sisters and brothers, your presence here tonight should not have been according to some people. But you have shown your faith.
Ravaldo Birbal, a young man from Mahaica, he said that he wasn't seeking fame or fortune. Instead, he said that he believed in something bigger than himself.
I believe in a better Guyana. I believe in a Guyana where we should have leaders that are honest, accountable, and decent. I believe in a Guyana where young people like myself deserve opportunities and not obstacles. I believe that our country must not be divided by race or party, but united by purpose.
Ganesh Mai Paul described the government as the most corrupt in the history of Guyana. He lauded the police, whom he said were largely supportive of APNU, but he said that Clifton Hicken must go home.
He is an embarrassment to the Guyana police force. He is a failed leader, and he is expired. He must go home. We have to restore the Guyana police force to what it was intended to be: service and protection.
He said that the police supported illegalities and wickedness that included flooding the lands of people at Success East Coast Demerara. The launch brought out hundreds of people, most of them decked out in green. The campaign would now move to other parts of the country.
Yeah. Now just a sample, folks, of some of it. Just a little sample. Don't get too excited, You see them boys worried? Right? Meanwhile, you're going to make crossovers. Who want cross? I'm so happy you got thousands upon thousands more who here and coming across as well. The cross is cross. Please and thank you. And all the cross is cross. Cash grant. You can kill money. Whenever they share the cash grant, watch for the announcement on Sunday. They say cash grant is going to be announced Sunday. Them boys desperate, So trying to buy a vote now. I don't know. I see some of y'all asking me 20,000. I don't know. Take the money, eat big, and then go vote APNU coalition. That's what you got to do. Take the money and then you vote APNU coalition, folks. There's nothing to be ashamed about there. It's your money. You think it's friends, family, favorites, money alone. It's your money, folks. Please and thank you. So, headache for them, among other things, that got them worried. among other things. But hold on, we got 1 or 2 surprises left. Jack, the only thing he bad, but they don't know. Good folks. They don't know what to play with. I saw Leroy today say, you better don't cut where you can't fetch. Sometimes you got to tell people what the art is, Don't cut where you can't fetch. Some people run out just and trying to cause story. Just like that, they run out. You did good. You ever wake up good? Folks, you're in your own little corner, going kitty cutter, and then somebody trying to come and interfere with you. That's this political season for you. Headache in the skin, right? Headache in your skin. You ever wake up good, and then it's trouble? Well, that's how Leroy wake up this morning. Leroy wake up good, and then them boys taking and making trouble with him because you can't talk in this country, Somebody ready for jump down your throat, ready, but you don't have to take it. You tell them you got options, please and thank you. But listen to me, as I said on social media earlier on today, one of the things I like about Leroy Smith, he don't suffer fools gladly, and as always he clap back for me. Always he clap back. You watch and see when this election finish, some of them walk and drag the foot. Cab horse syndrome. Some of them will walk and drag the foot. Look story here, case in point. I see y'all boy did that in there. Right? Listen how them boys tired. Remember I told you all the other day, them boys are no longer, it used to be that we would take you to whatever land we give you all. Road is in there. Lights are there. The infrastructure, water, the basics. The basics are in. No, not so. When them boys giving you land, they carry a big truck somewhere in civilization and they show you a land on a screen, and then they left you to the jungle. You and the elements left you out to the jungle. If tiger carry you all the way, right? Or leopard or jaguar, a leopard jaguar carry you all the way. Them boys in Kano, they stay in the safety to where that big screen in that truck can traverse. And they point and say, you see the thing at the top there? The one red spot, that's you. And then they left you to go fight for yourself in that jungle. Right? Some of them, when they started this thing, they says pretty girl and pretty boy. And now that they walk finding them, it said them, you need to same pick them. It said them by slimming down. Folks, I saw the most incredulous thing. I saw one of the most incredulous thing. Good folks. I saw that in there and about 10 other people, one little cubicle of a home, they given to a 90-year-old. That's what they got for your whole life for, a little cubicle. But what surprised me is that everybody had to give a speech. All 10 persons. It's like, see, like big auntie want buckle. When you're 90, you can't stand up. Long, listen to the long water talk. I said, look, they can make this lady faith now. For one little, if the lady only knew, this is what it is. Until she tell him keep the house. One little cubicle of a house. 40 them giving speech. Could you imagine you got to bring a podium in your front yard? One house, One house. They give away and they want big fanfare, trying to generate some kind of excitement. But don't do it. Don't do it. I'm coming back to that because I really want you to see how the devil beating them. How the devil beating them. But this year, let's begin here, folks. This is trouble. Right? This is trouble. And I hope, well, sometimes the apple don't fall far from the tree. So I might be hoping in vain. But you could imagine, veteran journalist Leroy Smith made a comment that the gospel concert that they had, another way of trying to buy the vote, the gospel concert that they had, right? I wish people could be selling the policies and people would respond like that. But people have no real interest in them. But they would use anything to rope you in. Y'all better watch yourself, fellow believers. You better watch yourself. So, all Leroy Smith's only crime is that he said they should have a VIP there. But he not right in this country. Apparently, it's habeas corpus. They suspend all the liberties. Who tell you to say that? One day jail trying to run up in his chest. Right? Well, listen. When I saw the comment, I said, uh-oh. 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 You might have money you could chew. Huh? Uh-oh. Don't do it. And you know what he's doing. Right? And like I want holding back. But don't cut to a can't fetch. Look, the story is told. A lady felt her husband was cheating on her. Right? Followed the man by some house. Saw the man go inside. Right? She said she was waiting for him to take his shoe off. She gone banging down the door. Knocking on the lady door. Lee, come out. Lee, come out. And you come out too. Come downstairs. Come downstairs. Right? Suzanne, come downstairs. Lady said, the sweet lady opened the door. She said that when the lady opened the door, she wasn't prepared for it. She said the lady had to duck down to clear the door. The lady had to duck down like a T-Rex to clear the door. She said, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. You need a track? Hightail out of there. You understand me? Hightail out of there. She had to duck to clear the door. When the lady come out, she have a track. She say, what? She starts speaking in tongues, all kind of thing. Yeah, run the wrong tree. That's what happened to one Nigel Jr. today. He ran up the wrong tree. Like he know too much. But veteran journalist Leroy Smith, he barked up the wrong tree. Well, what Leroy said, how Leroy got a rag, some rag outfit. You know, these people disrespectful. This PPP, I find the disrespectful. Right? Festa. Anybody ever went by you? You ever went behind somebody and they had to duck down to come out from the door? when the lady emerged, having to duck to come through the door. So she back up, sir. Home take one. Home take one. When the husband come home, she busy, putting her life in danger like that. Natalia Green, when the husband come home, she busy for cheating. She busy. You could tell me that. You could tell you put my life in. Lady down for come outside. She back up. She said, I just come to witness to you. Find the scripture. Find the scripture one time. Y'all think it's easy out there, huh? You better behave yourself. I have the same problem with people, you know. Everybody who see me on this show believes I'm short. I'm about 6'2", right? You ever see some people breaks up? They see in a car and they think, you know, it's some shorty belarty. Anybody share with nobody tonight? You see when I get up and I stand up and I watch down at them, sir. Say, how's the air up there? The lady dug down to come outside. She said, I come for you accept Jesus? Father of mercy. Leroy saying here, but you, your generation, I don't work for y'all. And I love what Leroy said. Leroy Smith. He said, don't start where you can't finish. He would never walk this tongue with the head high again, you know. One Edgel Jr. He said, don't start where you can't finish. Right? Don't start. Don't do it. Well, I see. Well, I know it's the latest, but I think I see one Edgel breaks up. One Edgel Jr. You can't talk in this country anymore. And it's what he said. It's what he said. Reminded me of that day, I believe it was. He said, this government ought to take note of him, what he's doing here. That's a veiled threat on press freedom. But see, when you speak these things, they think you're anti-government. Leroy got dog down, so. They say, yeah, one, we're doing it at the door. But make Leroy go by your house and say, come downstairs. Come downstairs. So you, why you gotta get VIP at a Christian concert? Simple question. Wasn't Christ for everybody? In heaven you got VIP and all of that? Some of them even making it to heaven. Even making it to heaven. Simple question. And he won't come running up. Running up to Leroy. Some of y'all said best there. Let's fight. I got me money on Leroy. Leroy got the full 12 rungs. I don't know if one Agile would make one rung. I don't know if he'd make one rung. Better don't come wrong, Leroy. Funny, don't do it. Don't do it. Want to live a long life, longevity. So, begging you, don't do it. So there was that, folks. There was that happening. And then I did tell you about the house that the folks hand over. You ever see people? This is a fascination to me, personally. This is a fascination. You must wonder why I was looking for. Sometimes you can't talk things loud. It's a fascination to me. You ever see people come in a government one way and they're looking different on the way out? That's this whole government, right? Take our beautiful First Lady, for instance. Came in one way, leaving another way. If you can see her, you know, we've seen her disappear before our eyes. We used to be able to see the First Lady. Now people tell me, look, she's right there. And I'm looking, I'm not seeing anybody. You know, I say, where? She's right there, right in front of you. You know, I know sometimes people, shorty, balarty, I don't body shame nobody. So I look down, I still ain't see nobody. Disappearing acts right before our eyes. Earphone too. You know, earphone too. Sometimes earphone, gray like silver fox. And some days I can't recognize because I'm looking for the gray. You know, I'm looking for a man with brown and so on. Disappearing before eyes. I see a lot of them like that. Right? My boy Suzanne Rodriguez, my girl Suzanne Rodriguez, disappearing. Susan, you look at 2020. You look at 2020. You see Suzanne. Oh my God. You see Suzanne in 2020. Suzanne was something to write home about. You see? She was something to write home about. Enter. Dear that in there. He from a different school. You know, you're an old soldier. You could go till 4 in the morning. You go home 4:30 and you ready for work at 5 o'clock? Not him. Right? Not him. They're built like that. You're a stallion. He's cab horse. Cab horse is something we got to deal with. So, folks, I saw Vikram gone with all these people. One little 20 by 40 house for Big Auntie. 90 years old. Right? 33 years of the PPP in government. She's now owning a home for the first time. 90 years old. You think you understand the implications of that? 40 of them gotta give speech. I said they can make this lady collapse here. The tone deaf, you know. Folks, if you see how this subject minister lives, did that in there. Did that in there. housekeeper, house on his grounds, on his estate. House, but 4 times as big as the house I hand over today. For the groundskeeper. I want them, they have no shame. To give people these matchback houses. If they that in there wake up tomorrow morning in that house, it won't end nicely. It won't. As a matter of fact, the closer we get to this election, is the more worried they are becoming. Case in point, I feel you are watching this photograph far, but I saw there that I can tell you how some of them changing right before your eye. There's a photograph when there's a video in 2020 when the that in there just left Sterling, or wherever he come from. Just left Sterling. I think he was at Sterling. Endorsed Irfan Ali in a video. You should see. Did that looking crisp. No cab horse. This thing, wherever's this spirit, it's sucking them, you know. Wherever's this spirit, I even want to say, Obi a bad name. Wherever's this thing, then hold on. So after I see Data up close, I stop worrying about big auntie so much. I said, Data can clap any given moment. Any given moment, this man can kill over here. Right? Any given moment. He was crisp. Enter. You see, God don't like ugly. That's what I want to tell you. He don't like ugly. Right? So why they tiring out yourself? I want you all know. Them boys on the green team and the dream team, crisp, fresh, boots on the ground. Various communities throughout this country, fired up and ready to go. I saw some folks on the East Coast today. I saw some folks at Grove, and this is how they are every single day, making the arguments in this country. And that's how you got to do it. This is retail politics at its best. This is what it's about. Ain't nobody got no time for cab horse politics. Don't do it. Don't do it, folks. So kudos to the green team out there continuing to make a difference in the lives of the people of this country. And folks, you better pay your citation on September 1 and put your X next to the APNU coalition, the palm. Put your X next to the palm. Don't waste the vote. As you heard Dr. David Hines said earlier, don't waste the vote. What are you doing to yourself? Don't waste the vote. So kudos to the guys out there, as I said, working extremely hard and making a difference. We'll touch on a couple of things as we wrap up. I'm seeing we were at the top of the hour. Vikram Bharat is the next one. 5 years. And they're now going to places like Region 9. They say, vote back for we if you want a house. They have no shape. A year ago, 2 years ago, I went up to Region 9 and I showed you. No housing project. They got a big fancy billboard, like the big fancy truck with a big screen. Big fancy picture, but nothing in doing. And now they're gone on the eve of one of the most consequential elections in our lifetime, selling more dreams. Selling more dreams. You better wake up, Guyanese. I want you all know, Vikram Bharat done got the house. Indar done got the house. It's you out there watching the screen wondering where in this jungle is this thing to show me on this screen here. Where in this jungle? Talking about delivering commitment on Region 9 and making promise. 5 years in, $1 trillion economy. And you telling people vote back for you if you want a house. What madness is this? Any caring government would have done that. Case in point, saw this headline, the Tucville Secondary School. For years on end, we showed you guys countless times when the teachers at Tucville had to strike because if they touched different portions of the wall, they were being shocked. They had all kinds of challenges at Tucville over the last 5 years. Nobody paid them any heed. They would send a technician, and no sooner the technician is finished, more shockings. No sooner the technician is completed, more shockings. Y'all think it's easy, folks? Well, it is not. That's what I want to tell you all. But look at all the promises in the book. All the promises in the book they're coming with. And that's why, folks, you're going to understand the nature of the beast. You go now and say, oh, here they say, oh, we're building a big new wing for 180 students. Yeah, things moving. And once they get back in, nothing doing. Why they couldn't do it in the last 5 years? Why they couldn't bring that school in Tucville over the last 5 years? Why is that? What prevented them? What lie they coming with? You see, folks, just give you guys a quick snapshot. Stay away from crime. You can't do the time. Don't do the crime. Why you gotta be smuggling SIM cards into a prison? I wonder if people in this country, all of us, regardless of race, we were able to tap in to that largesse that we're pumping out there. You know, the extra pumping out there. If so many persons would be given to criminal activities. This is not smuggling drugs and marijuana. It's not trafficking cocaine. When you guys risk your life and your own liberty to smuggle a SIM card, what we done in this life? You know, in Camp Street, in Lot 21 economy, SIM card more expensive than cocaine. Why would somebody who's young decide I can break the law, smuggling a SIM card? If this country was real nice time, but I'm not making an excuse for anybody. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. And if you find yourself on the wrong side of the law like Big Face, I never like call names. Never. Call names is McKenna. For kids. You know? Why spend the time naming somebody Saint Zane Micaiah Duncan? Somebody come and call it Junior or something like that. We live upside down in this country and really think about us, you know. Parents spend time and consideration to give the children 40 names like Claire, Alexis, Charmley, Richmond. Then somebody come and just say, Clary. Oh. It's why in this country you call names longer than your real name. Your name Claire, they call you Clary. The Trinidadians backward. Huh? So Big Face is wanted. Big Face is wanted. That dastardly attack we saw in Litchfield, I was told over the weekend, driving down from Essequibo, that, you know, these warring factions there tied a rope across the road, and when the young man who was stabbed to death, riding his motorcycle, going his own way, collided with that, hit off his bike, and then is where the assault started. I had residents there took me to the spot and said, this is where the whole thing went down. Why have we become like that? Why have we become like that to each other? Why is it we have become like that? Now look, story here. You know, it's campaign season. When the crime chief says, you know, We will not stop until every guy needs a safe. How much years we got in we life under this current regime? How much time you got to your clock? We will not stop. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We will not stop. How much time you have? Huh? How them boys moving with impunity? They could cut you short at any time. This is like saying, no stone unturned. You could call it names. Henry Boyce, Harry Singh, Oren Boston. You could call it names. Fajane and Dan and Adriana Young. You call it names. We will not stop. Were they safe? I think it's like an inverse. We will not stop to be brutalized. Extra judicially kill, maim, and wound. We ain't gonna stop. The girl wasn't in the pool. The man tell the parents, look, I see she going in the ram. Look, the ram here by the hotel. Is this ram? Never left the hotel. She was not in the pool. And what you tell me? We will not stop. She was not. They searched that pool how many times? Their body was not in the pool. God rest the dead. And then on a similar matter, look all the ills of this society. 5 years in, drug trafficking, domestic murders, cybercrime offenses. It's like a country in free fall. Free fall. With itself, pace and power. Free fall. And then, as I told you guys, they're bringing the kids in with nonsense now. In the politics. And that's why I love what Dr. Vincent Adams said recently on that Barakara issue of the kids being dressed in clothes and asking a pointed question. If these were your kids, PPP, you send your kids to school, you want people come and dress them in green? Why are you dressing with cherry and red? Don't do it. Dr. Vincent Adams making the point.
Dr. Vincent Adams, an executive member of the Alliance for Change, reinforced the disgust of the wider society over what was a sickening political ploy. This incident occurred at Barakara up the Kanya River. A team led by Minister Zulfikar Mustafa traveled to Barakara. While there, the team shut down the school.
When they arrived, they shut down the school to start with. They shut down the school, occupied the school. Then they put the T-shirts and cap on these kids' heads and on their bodies, and then taking pictures with them. This here is sheer propaganda and brainwashing of these kids, and it is despicable.
Adams said that parents are sending their children to school only to have the PPP hijack the children.
If put the shoe on the other foot, if Mr. Mustafa and the rest of the PPP operatives, how would they like for the APNU or the AFC to go to the schools that their kids are right now with green and yellow T-shirts and caps and put on their kids' bodies? Did they get the permission of the parents?
He said that such behavior is routine in places like North Korea.
So what the PPP is doing again is bringing to the surface their communist, way, their ideology. I think the PPP must apologize to the kids, to the parents, and to this nation. This behavior is immoral. It's inhuman. As a matter of fact, it's even creepy as far as I'm concerned. So the PPP, this here is despicable, and they cannot be abusing our kids like this.
And there's where we leave it, folks. There is where we leave it tonight. Righty, thanks for joining us. Pace and power. Put on the ground, folks. The 14th is it, rather. The 6th was the launch. The 14th, nomination day. Boots on the ground, folks. It's on Monday. Plan to be there. You and I, folks, gotta meet up, link up, plan to be there. Let nobody keep you all back. Peace and power. Thanks for joining us this evening, folks. It's been a privilege having you guys. As per now, we're going to see you guys back here on our next broadcast. Stay safe. Please and thank you. Thanks for allowing us into your homes. Stay safe. It means the world to us. Stay safe. That's the time, and that's our
We ready, time to remove the
Guyana. This is it. The launch of the APNU coalition.